So I want to take a look at the Maratac AAA flashlight and give that a comparison to the iTP A3 EOS Upgrade. This is the second version. My current state was I was using this Photon X-Light, and the problem is you know, the button, if you can't tell, kind of sticks out a little bit if you can see it in the video. And when this is in your bag, it tends to get clicked and to go off. So it doesn't really sit, you know, recessed. The solution to that is I took the clip that was clipped on the back, clipped it on the front, took a rubber band, wrapped it around, and I'd have a way to keep it from going off in my bag and then draining when I actually needed it. So another thing I did that I thought worked out really well when I had it is I added a piece of really lightweight cord with a real tiny micro tension clip, and this let me either carry it around my neck and give me my hands free, or wear it like a headlamp. So I would, this is size, so it's larger than my head. I'd zip this to the length of my head, and the tension alone would allow me to hold it up and adjust it, and it would adjust pretty well and stick pretty well, and I wouldn't have a problem angling it wherever I needed to, just given the friction there. Great solution. Definitely the lightest of the three options. With all the cord, shoot, we'll throw the rubber band on there. We're at 11 grams in ounces. That's 3/8 ounce. So really light. These are loaded up with in a loop AAA batteries. I use in a loop. I'm big on rechargeables. I think it's important. Nickel metal hydride. These hold their shelf life really well. What we're looking at in terms of the weight is 3/4 of an ounce, so 22 grams. And on this, we're at 24 grams, so 23, 24, it's bouncing. So about another couple grams on this, not a big weight difference. Both these about twice as heavy as our Photon X-Light. Problem is the throw. This thing's great for flooding a nice area. There's a real small spot, but when you actually need to be able to see something when you're poking around outside, it just didn't really quite cut it for me. So this camera, by the way, is on manual, excuse me, with a fixed aperture and shutter speed, and so the video won't auto adjust when we do the light comparisons. That way you'll be able to see it. Previously, just to make a note, I had carried this is huge, a Fenix LD20. It's 2012 now. They've launched the LD21. I haven't seen it available in stores. Amazing color temperature. I love that natural white light. This thing just blows anything away. Doesn't blow anything away. I think for the size, it's very competitive, and was very happy with it. Paid quite a few bucks for it, but went over to Costco and I saw these little guys advertised 200 Lumen. What are these called? TechLites. Anyways, they sell 3 of these in a pack for 20 bucks, and there's low and high, then high, so you can, well, you can't really see much, can you? Let's turn that down. A little bit more fixed there. So, you know, 3 for 20 from Costco. This is whatever Fenix wants to charge you, quite a few more dollars, and sadly they're pretty similar. Color temperature is still a little bit warmer on the Fenix Lite than it is on the Costco version, but boy, that deflates you when you see something so cheap that you spent so much money on something. So getting back to this, let me open this up a little bit so you can see what we're doing. Cool. So getting back to the comparison, we have 2 bright lights, and I just want to make a couple noticeable observations. First thing is the Maratac came with this cool little diffuser. If you're into diffusers, I personally hate it. So you know the softness of a light is determined by the size of the light source. I'd personally rather just bounce this off my tent and have a really large light source rather than put this in front of my field of vision and ruin my night vision. So this will definitely stay home. It's a silicone rubber kind of a feel. The other observations are in terms of how they operate. What we see from the iTP A3 is low version when we first twist it to medium to high, whereas the Maratac starts on high and then goes down to low. And I'll do a comparison here so you can see the brightnesses of the two right now. So we'll get this thing knocked all the way down. It's kind of nice to be able to see how it changes. So I know things get lost on video and it doesn't quite carry through. Those of you interested, my vote nod goes to the iTP A3. That's the one I'm going to be carrying. The Maratac's nice, but I'm pretty particular about beam patterns and all that such. So what we see is in the hard spot, there's a little bit of, it's just the reflector doesn't cut it for me. There's this black ring, and then you can see things bouncing around wrong. And here we've got this nice even spread on the ITP. And in terms of color temperature, the Maratac is a little bit warmer. Yeah, this is a little too cool. I'm not a big fan of the blue lights. They kind of give me headaches. I mean, ultimately, I think Fenix and every one of their lights has absolutely just nailed the head on the color of their light temperature. I love that beautiful white. You're never going to be able to see the difference in the video, and when you get them in person and you buy both these, you're going to say, hey, Matt, they're the exact same. It doesn't really matter. But sitting down here, I do prefer the color temperature slightly of the Maratac AAA. But regardless, the ITP is a great light. I like the low, medium, high. I do like the fact that this light starts on high and then goes down to low. I most often use high. But we'll go ahead and do a little wall comparison so you can see the spreads on the wall. Other note, just want to put this out there. This is kind of a discovery I had going through my own bags. Is, you know, when you look at the weights of lights like this on and you're making a decision, when you actually weigh these lights without the batteries, they really don't make a difference, but it's pretty significant how heavy the batteries are if you're counting grams in terms of, like, you know, ultralight backpacking or things like that. We've got two, again, these are Inteloops. These are their XX batteries. It's just a higher MAH rating. So for two of those, we've got 61, and we'll, you know, I've got another Inteloop down here. We'll cannibalize 61 grams, 60-61. We stick one on here, and with the AAA we've got 10, 11, 11, 12. So, I mean, just the difference between 11 and 12 and 60, yeah, you're not going to have to throw that. Something like this will. But, you know, in my opinion, the trade-off is just incredible. Very impressed with both these lights. Probably just going to be carrying the ITP with me, though. So we're here in the wall studio. On the left side, I got the ITP. A3 on the right side, we got the Maratac, and this is a comparison. I'll stop it down here on the aperture so you can see this a little bit better. But hopefully this kind of better demonstrates with the Maratac. I'm showing you there's that dead spot in the middle that I'm just really not happy with. And here on our ITP, you got this nice even beam pattern. Both of them, as far as color temperature, are pretty close. In Kelvins, this is going to be a little bit cooler. Nothing like the blue that gives you a headache. And this is going to be that nice, beautiful, warm color. I almost feel like I can see different patterns in the light as I spin it. So let me go ahead and stop this down so you got a better perspective of what these lights look like as it gets darker. Both of them are just very bright. Hopefully that kind of helps show you the Maratac center dead spot as compared to the second generation of the ITP.